Hello, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. The skies are grey and cloudy, and despite the fact I thought we were going to have a sunny day today, like the last couple of days, I've had to put a jumper on because there's a real chill in the air. And rather than get myself all caught up in why that might be, what might have caused it, I'm going to share how I deal with being under the weather. Another thing today, it's not just the clouds and the chill in the air and the thoughts about why that might be there. It's really hard to avoid the news, isn't it? I got in the car, the radio came straight on, and it was news about Keir Starmer making some sort of useless deal with the EU, which I immediately turned off, but it was already in my head. It was already there. And, you talk to people and people always want to share what they've heard about what's going on in the world. Not what's really going on in the world, but what they've read or what they've heard, what they've seen on television or whatever. So it's so hard to get away from it. Even when it's not people talking directly to me, you're walking past people and people in the street are talking about really depressing and sometimes scary stuff that they've picked up from the news. So when I'm feeling under the weather, when I'm feeling a bit peed off with the news, what I do is I come out into a beautiful space like this. It's a field very close to where I live. There's Lola in the background. I take her for a walk. So I'm doing a good thing. I'm doing something that feels worthwhile. I'm taking Lola out for a walk because she can't take herself. But I come into a space like this and I practice mindfulness in nature. Nature's always been my playground and my sanctuary. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s as a child, and I was always out in this place. It was a playground. I was out playing with all the other kids, but I was also out there because it was a sanctuary for me. It was an escape. It was an escape from school. It was an escape from home. Unfortunately, I couldn't escape into nature when I was working. And that's probably why I burnt out in my 40s and literally found myself in nature. I lived in the Lake District. I went to the Lake District and I lived there for about 5 years. And that's where I realised that nature for me had a healing element. It was a much better drug than pills, potions, jabs and cures that the pharmacy peddles. And the side effects were better as well. There's wonderful side effects about coming out in nature. So what I do is I come out, I slow down, I start to notice my breathing. I don't notice breathing very much usually. I notice when I'm hungry, I notice when I'm thirsty, but I don't notice when I'm out of breath. I don't notice when I need to slow down. And so what I practice when I'm out here to ground myself is I start to notice my in-breath and my out-breath. So breathing in, and when I breathe in, I think of spring. I think of that refreshing spring air that we get. And it's May now, so it's not long since spring's sprung. And so I breathe in and think about spring. And then I release the breath. And that reminds me of autumn. That reminds me of the time when the trees let go of all the dead wood, all of the leaves, the soggy leaves that are weighing them down, and they just let it go. They send a clear message to us as human beings that, when we're feeling heavy, when we're feeling under the weather, when we're feeling like we've got the weight of the world on our shoulders, we can just let it go. They're just thoughts that we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. And just like leaves, we can let those thoughts go. We can let that burden go. And so I think of my out breath as an autumn breath where I'm letting go. And I know in the US they call it fall, which is a great way of thinking about just let it all fall away. All that tension, all that toxicity, all those thoughts and feelings that I don't want to be thinking and feeling, I just let them go. So I take a lovely refreshing spring breath in, which energizes me. And then when I release that breath, I just think of the trees all letting go of those leaves and that dead wood, dead branches in the autumn too. And so it's just doing that process just lets me relax. It sort of brings me back into the present moment, brings me back into now. And actually it's only in the present moment, it's only in the now when we can actually respond to anything. All these thoughts and feelings we have about either something that's happened in the past or is going to happen, we fear is going to happen in the future. We can't do anything about that because it's not happening right now. All we can do is get anxious or get angry, get upset, feel under the weather. It doesn't take me very long, only a few minutes of walking, noticing my breathing in this natural space, to suddenly start to notice that actually what's happening in the now is there's all these beautiful colours around me, all this, and even the sky, this ominous dark cloud, is actually quite amazing and awesome to look at. The bird song is orchestral this morning. And actually, I've noticed there is a warmth in the air. The sun is starting to burn through the cloud up there. And it won't be long before I'll see blue skies again. I'll feel that warm sun on my face, which I absolutely love. And I'll no longer be feeling under the weather because the clouds will have gone. They will have lifted and my spirit will have lifted too. So if you feel like me, sometimes you feel under the weather, I encourage you to get out into nature. Notice your breathing. It's one of the best mindful meditations you can do, is just noticing your breath, noticing breathing, because breathing is so important. You know, I often say you can go weeks without eating, we can go days without drinking, but we can only go about a minute or a few minutes without breathing before we're in serious trouble. So breathing is really, really important, but it's one of those things we think less about. So if you do manage to get out today, if you do manage to practice this, leave a message below. Let me know how you're getting along. And if you're feeling under the weather, you know, please don't, avoid the news, avoid people that are talking about negative stuff. Find your tribe, find the people that are interested in what you're interested in, find the people that are hopeful, find the people that are positive, find the people that have found ways, have discovered ways of helping themselves feel less overwhelmed, less anxious, less pissed off and annoyed about the world. Find those people and start to hang around with them, because hopefulness, happiness, positiveness is all infectious, and that's an infection I want to catch. Anyway, take care and have fun out in nature today. All the best.